So for this recipe we'll be using some carrot, Wombok cabbage, an onion, bit of chopped parsley, butter, olive oil, Vegeta stock, Keen's curry powder, cream cheese, coconut cream and garlic salt, and also some rice, and also fish. Rightio guys, we're going to do something a little bit different this year with our channel. I'm going to try and do a couple of cooking videos along with all our trip videos as well, so try and put one out at least once a month, and just a few recipes that I've got that I use, techniques I use to cook with things, and all campfire cooking and stuff you can do while you're camping, easy recipes that you can use while you're out in the bush or on the beach or wherever you camp. At the moment at my home, my backyard fire pit that I built, I normally cook on this at least once a week, at least every Sunday I do some kind of cook up for the family. So we'll start it off here, and then yeah, hopefully the next few we might be able to get some out in the bush where we're camping. So this recipe is fish curry. We first got this recipe of friends of ours that we ran into in Western Australia when we were travelling. And my first initial thought was when they said we're going to have fish curry for dinner, I was like, oh, rightio, and just being polite, saying, oh, that's nice, and sat down to eat it, and yeah, it was bloody delicious. So they gave us a recipe, and then I've sort of tweaked it a little bit to change to our style of eating, I suppose, over the last few years, and yeah, we really like it, and it's quite easy. One pot wonder. Doesn't take long to cook, so if you get into camp late and you've got fish, or you've caught fish, been out fishing for the day and get in late, it's a good one. Normally don't use any good fish. I just use sort of, we're going to cook with a sharky mackerel that Mandy caught in our latest trip, so you know, it's not really a great table eating fish, but good for fish curry. Fish like school mackerel, amberjack, stuff like that. Threadfin salmon make a really good curry, but it is also a really good table fish as well, so you can use other fish, but yeah, I tend to use the stuff that doesn't taste so good when you just fry it up. So yeah, but I'll just show you what I do. So I've had my fire going for a bit, got some coals going, so I just push them under where my oven's going to be. It'll sit up this end, keep me fire up that end. Now we'll sit the oven on top. If it'll sit there. Put some oil and butter in. So just a drizzle of olive oil. And then yeah, a couple of teaspoons of butter. Probably a bit more than but yeah, it doesn't really matter portion sizes. So we'll let that melt down, and then we chuck the fish in. Get some heat in it. Yeah, so you get your butter and oil melted down and warmed up, get a bit of sizzle happening, and then first step, we'll chuck some onion, diced onion. So one whole diced onion goes in there. We'll fry that up, and then just fry it off a bit, get a bit of colour in it, and then we'll put the fish in. So I'll put a list of ingredients and measurements up on the screen so you can copy them down for yourself, and I'll also put them in the description of the video. Right, so I've got a bit of colour in that onion, so you don't want to cook it up too much just yet because it's going to be in there for the whole duration, so it sort of cooks down. You don't even really notice it's in there, just the flavour. So here we chuck the fish in, and this is a good recipe too if you can cook it on your gas stove top if you want. You don't have to chuck it on the top of the coals, you can have a small flame underneath it as well. Yeah, I'm just using my cast aluminium camp oven. I've been using these now for a bit over 12 months. So they're really good to travel with, nice and light, and easy to keep clean. They're a bit more forgiving than a spun steel, so if you're after something a bit lighter to travel with, they're good. Whereas your spun steel, you really got to be on top of your temperature control and iron off what's going on in them all the time. Whereas these it's nearly impossible to burn anything in them. It's not fully impossible because I have, if you've seen our Birdsall video, I burnt the arse out of a birthday cake I cooked. But yeah, you can really put a lot of heat on them, especially if you want to brown a roast or something. You can really load it up with coals, and they work well. So yeah, we'll just cook this fish off for a bit, get it cooked up, and then we'll chuck the rest of the ingredients in. Just keep stirring it as your fish is cooking. So cooks it through a bit. You don't have to completely cook it because, like I said, it's going to, once we get all the ingredients in, it'll put the lid on, it'll just sit there and simmer away, and everything cooks right up. You don't have to be particular with your fish pieces. I just cut them into big chunks, and that it sort of breaks down in the cooking process. So we'll just let that cook for a bit and go get another beer, and we'll be back. Right, yeah, that fish is oh, yummy. Fish is part way cooked. So now time to add our flavours. So we've got a bit of curry powder. So normally chuck a couple of teaspoons of that in. Depends on how much curry you like. You can add more, you can add less. I'd normally add more, but Mandy's a bit of a sook when it comes to the curry, so yeah. Then we got just Vegeta stock, so put 2 teaspoons of that in as well, which is just about out. Chuck that in, and then you got a bit of garlic salt, and it's the same 2 teaspoons of it. And like do what I did. Like, you can change this recipe, put more or less or whatever you want in, get it to suit your tastes. But yeah, so we just give that a stir up, let that cook, get them flavours cooking through it. Well, she smells bloody good now. So yeah, we'll just let that sit for a couple of minutes now, and then we'll add the coconut cream and cream cheese, and then mix it through with the carrot and cabbage, and yeah, hey, we'll just give that a couple of minutes, just get a bit of heat into the spices, like the curry especially. Once it lets it cook off a bit, gets that flavour through everything, makes it a bit better, and before you add the next lot of ingredients. Rightio, so yeah, now we got some grated carrot and a half a Wombok cabbage. You just dice it up, just same roughly. It all breaks down. So yeah, just chuck that in, and you look at it and you think, oh, that's way too much, but it does reduce. So yeah, just chuck that in. We'll give it a bit of a mix around. Now we'll add our coconut cream. And you can use normal cream if you want. The original recipe did have just normal cream in it. I just changed it to coconut cream because we like cooking with it, and it just adds a little different element to the flavour. And then yeah, a jar of cream cheese. And then yeah, basically that's all your ingredients until we let that cook down a bit, and closer to the end I'll chuck in some chopped parsley. And then you just chuck the lid on and let it simmer away. And it's a good one, like you like I said, you're at camp, a bit late, one pot, it's all there, and once it's all cooked up, you can just sit it close to the fire, keep it a bit warm, and eat it when you're ready at your leisure. So, chuck that in, give it a bit of a stir. Yeah, starting to come together. Might need a little bit more coconut cream because I got some tins, but I didn't realise that they were half the size of the normal ones that I use. So I might just get another tin and chuck in there. And then yeah, should be apples, look at that. Ooh. Making a bit of a mess. So yeah, normally I put about 400 mils in, say, we'll just go with that. There we are, look at that. Now we just put the lid on and let it simmer. Right, that's been sitting there for about 20-25 minutes, so I'll give it a bit of a stir and mix it all up a bit. Hey. She doesn't really look the best, but I'll tell you what, it's bloody tasty. So that should all be cooked through now pretty good. What I'll normally do now is I'll add some rice. So you can add whatever rice you want to use. We normally just, for camping, we buy these little packet ones. I'll just grab it. Just like that. Easy to cart. And yeah, we just chuck that in. Chuck it in with the curry like that and let it cook inside the curry, and it's all good. So just stir that in, mix it up, and it's all in one pot. No other mess. But yeah, if you want to boil different curry or different rice, cook it how you want. It's up to you, but that's how we do it. You can buy all different types of flavours. We like the coconut one, so no real preference there to what you have to use. So yeah, we'll just let that cook down, cook that rice up, and then yeah, just take it off the heat, direct heat, and let it sit there until you're ready to eat it. So, yeah, we normally have it with some fresh bread. I'll cook a couple of little bread rolls or a loaf of bread in the camp oven beside it while we're going, and it's quite nice, but we're trying to cut down the Christmas kilos, so we'll just go off rice for tonight. But yeah, so we'll show you when we plate her up what she looks like and gives you a taste of it. Alrighty, we're done with the fish curry. She's good to go, I reckon. So we'll get her off the heat. I'll take that. Ooh, look at that. All that goodness. And if you want, you can chuck other veggies in it. You could probably grate up some bloody zucchini, chuck in there. Just yeah, make it your own, but get yourself the basic to start with and go from there. See what you like. Ooh, flies are friendly. Flies must like it too. Well, it's a bit heavy. We'll give it a go. There, a nice bit of fish there. Oh, yeah, that's good. And yeah, see, got your bits of fish. So you get something that's not going to cook down to mush. Something that's got a bit of substance, so it's the way to go. Oh, yeah, like I said, really good with fresh bread, or even if you buy the little dinner rolls. Chuck them in your camp oven and just get the little bake at home dinner rolls. You buy them in the packs. Chuck them in your camp oven for like 20-30 minutes and have them with it with some butter. But yeah, do you like your fish? This is a good meal. Cheers.